Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Dr. Nusham Shida binti Muhammad Shamsuddin. Today I'm going to share with you the paper that I'm going to present entitled of Bridging the Gap, Exploring Perspectives on a Cloud-Based Education for Students in Rural Areas. So basically, this is our project that we launched early last year that we try to provide a tuition project for all kids in rural area for subject science and mathematics. And all right, so as introductions, this was among the pictures that we would like to share with you on the project, a tuition project that we try to have among kids in rural areas, especially in Selangor and Perak. And what we did was part of this tuition project is we try to integrate with the cloud-based education, or what we call it, what we also know as LMS or learning management systems. Like we in UITM, we were so used to the word of a your future. That is also among the example of cloud-based educations. So why we choose to have LMS? Because it makes us a little bit easier in terms of a logistic, and it engage more for these kids because when there is connections, internet activities via the usage of a gadget, somehow these kids they have so much fun during this tuition project. So, as introduction, what is a cloud-based education? So, cloud-based education is also known as online learning that become popular recently, especially with the hit of a COVID-19. So it is also refers to the cloud computing, where teachers and students, parents, they can access to the educational content via the internet. And at the same time, it offers a lot of flexibility, like the educational resources can be accessed at any time, anywhere, and at their own pace. So as long as there is internet connections provided. So early adoption of a cloud-based education in Malaysia was started way back in 2000, where the Ministry of Education tried to implement with the One Best Study Net project, which this project is aimed to introduce educational technology in education, and they try to implement this project around the school, the whole country. So, and after the 10 years of the implementation, the current state of a cloud-based education in Malaysia eventually show a little bit slow because due to a lot of problem and issues. All right, so the Malaysian government has recognized a lot of potential benefits when there is integration of technology in education, and with the usage of the LMS, we could enjoy a lot of flexibility, and also many can be uncovered in terms of teaching and learning materials, which the LMS allow, or the cloud-based educations allows both parties, I mean the school, the teachers, and the kids to access to all kind of education's information just simply at their own fingertips. All right, so these are among the challenges that we try to anticipate when we try to implement our projects. So there are four main challenges, which the one is of course, first of all, is the internet connections. Internet connections somehow there is a problems to access to internet connections due to the geography, and also some areas of the rural areas is not suitable to get the internet coverage. And also besides that, in the internet connection, somehow it is a kind of something luxury for some of the family in the rural areas to purchase, and also to provide their kids with the good internet connections. Secondly is the digital divide. Of course, a family in rural areas, they have limitations in terms of the financial implications. There is some gaps that we can see among the kids in rural areas as well as kids in urban areas. This is due to the cost. Okay, even though there is a lot of incentives and scholarships that been promoted and provided for these kids in rural areas, but still there are still many families and many kids couldn't enjoy this kind of benefits and privilege. So when there is a normal family in rural areas, they have to spend when they have to spend more than their basic needs. So somehow we couldn't get enough cooperation from them to get and purchase their own gadgets. And last but not least is the cultural resistance. We can see that among some of the areas that we go to access to implement our project, we can see there is some limitations, especially in the introductions and the implementation of a new technology in teaching and learning, not only to the kids, but also we have some difficulties to deal with the schools, the teachers, as well as parents. So this is our how we conduct our research. It is actually a mixed method approach, which we try to get a comprehensive data on the perceptions on the implementation of a cloud-based education programs in Malaysian rural school areas. So this study actually we try to include qualitative and quantitative data so that we have a better understanding on the perceptions and the perspectives of cloud-based educations among the kids in rural areas. So with the sampling involve a purposive sampling, and then we try to use a survey questionnaire. So that why we use survey questionnaire, we want to get a quick data and a quick understandings, so that we are able to run our project, and also we know how to adapt and adjust our teaching approach when it comes to the tuition project to be launched in this kind of rural areas. So this is among the interface that we try to put in our LMS or our cloud-based education for subject in mathematics. These are the pictures, the syllabus, and the exercise worksheet that we try to have it in our LMS. And cloud-based education in rural areas, the survey will be administered by the participants, and there is some interviews, and also we conduct some data analysis to gain some analysis data so that we get some perspectives from the teachers, students, and parents in rural areas. So the analysis on calculating the mean score among the 150 students with a specific emphasis on challenges related to the connection and social conditions. So these are our key findings. Among the students' perspective, they said that there is a problem between in terms of access and connections. They indicate that students have faced some moderate difficulties, and they reported that they are facing a lot of challenges in terms of the connections. Secondly, in terms of device availability, it indicates that the student had access to the personal device. Somehow, it shows about 4.2 out of 4, or 72% reported that they have the availability to access to the device. And it also shows a high engagement and motivations, because with this kind of teaching and learning activities, a student shows that there is engagement, and they feel motivated enough to continue with this tuition project in terms of the usage of the LMS. So this is due to the interactive nature of a cloud-based education programs. Besides that, due to that, cloud-based education offers flexibility and convenience. That's why students shows that 92% of them appreciate this kind of mode, the flexibility mode, which they can access the educational resources at their own pace and at their own convenience. And 68% of the student also they feel that there is a need for a better technical support in using the cloud-based education effectively. Somehow they want the teachers to assist them, or sometimes they need some help from the parents when it comes to the usage of the LMS. Okay, then secondly, in terms of the teacher's perspectives, this is also one of the good findings that we found, that in terms of the teachers, they said that they need a training and professional development, and they said that they have a moderate preparedness, and they feel so that they're also feeling adequately unprepared to integrate cloud-based education. So they want to feel they're confident enough, so they feel that they need more trainings and professional development in terms of courses related to trainings and education and technologies. Secondly, on the resources of utilizations, 4.3 of 5 indicate that teachers found cloud-based education somehow it benefit a lot of the resources for teaching, and because of the resources utilizations, they could collaborate and they could communicate more, and due to the opportunities through this kind of a platform. While in terms of the assessment and evaluations, not many teachers feel satisfied. They show a little bit moderate satisfaction because they concerns about the effectiveness of assessing students through the cloud-based assessment, because they said that students were so excited, they look forward when it comes to the usage of the devices and internet. So they feel doubts in terms of the effectiveness of the assessment and evaluations, and they feel it is preferred more, and also they feel convinced with a normal traditional exam, paper and pencil tests, like compared to the cloud-based education assessment and evaluation. And last but not least, in terms of the infrastructure constraints, which they feel that it is also the challenges for teachers to relate to the insufficient technological infrastructures to their school. So as a conclusion, the cloud-based education has the potential to address the educational challenges faced by Malaysian school students in the rural areas. In this case of, like, there are also stakeholders like universities, industries. They would like to commit to this kind of project, but somehow they must adhere to many aspects before they could invest their money, time, and energy, because this kind of project may lead to so many uncertainties. Because as you can see, our preliminary study that we conducted here for this paper, we found that we also struggles in terms of the implementation of these projects among the teachers and also the parents and the school administration. Somehow we get a positive feedback from the kids. Students feel enjoyed, they feel engaged, and our tuition project was successfully conducted. But somehow we have a lot of difficulties to get access due to unpreparedness among the school administrations, as well as schools teachers and the parents. All right, so this is among the pictures that we had throughout our project, our science and mathematics tuitions project, where these subjects we integrated in our LMS for mathematics rural kids, or what we call it as a part of a cloud-based education program.